Welcome back to another episode of The Maturity Project. I'm your host, Chad Everett Broshears. Now, let's get past this goofiness, right? This goofiness of welcome back. It's launching from a specific place, obviously. You just figured out and do it. So if that turns into something that's just kind of like, all right, man, get something better. I'm working on it. I'm open to suggestions too. But I watch other people that create content, and I want to make sure that I don't turn somebody off right away or cringy or whatever the hell the term is people want to use now. My goal is to just try to give a little bit of insight so that your day can change. Because I I've worked with a lot of people and been around a lot of people that there's something that's like a negative gloom kind of sits over them. And it could be fear of losing their job, could be multiple things. But there's just this something that starts their day. And as soon as that thought hits them, they're stuck with it, like it's sticky. But then it shifts, right? Because emotions like emotions that are similar to themselves. It works to be together, right? Be sad and happy at the same time. It's a conflicting, experience. So it really is not something that we do. So if you start your day off and you're like, you know what, I'm afraid for my job, or, the creditors are coming, or whatever, it is really hard to move from that to a prosperous opportunity. Now, I'm not saying dismiss the fact that those things may be there, because they're there. You just have a strategy to work on it. And get that just because you may lose a little something right now that you really don't want to does not mean that you've lost, right? It's temporary, really. But we want to move past feeling like we're afflicted with something. Now, the best way to do this is to be able to give yourself a different place to think and a different place to be. So, like with employees or people that clients, I'll ask things like, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I am insanely miserable and I would love to just disappear, and 10 being I am so incredibly empowered. I feel like I'm in God mode for today. Anything and everything that I want, I'm going after it all. Where are you in your mental state so that I can work with them to move them in the right direction? So if you're at a 1, it's a pretty good chance you may not hit a 10 by the end of the conversation, but if I get you to a 6, we have opportunity. Right? We've got movement in the right direction, but we want to get out of that negative zone, which is the bottom half of that measurement, 5 and below. So, so that's the thing, right? We want to shift whatever it is that we're challenged by in such a way that it doesn't make us desperate or scared or whatever, that takes our potency away and makes us just exist, but existing in a mindset that you're a victim of circumstance. So anyway, wanted to make a quick video on this. I am coming up with more content, and there is some training courses I'm putting together for people that fit into this category. So if you have any interest in this, put a comment in the comment section. If you want to see more videos on this particular subject, comment in the comment section. If it's valuable to you, subscribe to the channel. Get engaged. I do encourage the engagement because that helps the community, which is one of the areas of maturity. It's a second area of maturity. It is a place that we can really build and develop something amazing. So we don't need to do it alone. We're doing it together. But you'll have your role and you'll have your lead for the things you want in your life. But in the community, we can all contribute to each other. So, all right. Till next time, share this video with the person or people in your life that are closest to you. Reason for that is when you decide to make change, if you don't let them know you're up to something, they don't need to necessarily do it with you. You just don't want them to try to bring you back to where you were when you first started, or where you made your mind up to make change, because you'll have manageable stress theory there. You'll have the things that you do to distract yourself or find pleasure there, but you won't have as much of that when you make change on average. So when you're going through the struggles, the stress, your closest people to you, the people that care about you, will want to help you when you're stressing. And when they want to help you when you're stressing, they're going to likely try to bring you back to where you were before you decided to make the change, because that's where they saw you with less stress. And they'll figure out a method or something about that place to try to encourage you to go back. Sometimes you hear people say, you've already done this much. You know, like in weight loss, you've already lost 20 pounds, man. If I look like you, I'd be so happy. You know, it's actually, you know, saying it's okay to stop here. That's not, they don't mean it in any way other than they would actually truly like to be there. But they also realize that it's a stress job, and or there's something about it that probably isn't pleasant. So if you stop now, you should be happy about that. You know, sabotaging goals. All right. So share the video just to at least get those people to understand that you're up to something. And that if nothing else, they just don't try to bring you back to where you were. But they're there to support you if you need it. So, all right. Again, this is Chad Everett Brochures. This is the Maturity Project. And this is all about just shifting that thinking just a little bit. You know, I love it whenever you really get that solid, where it's like you've got the pattern down enough, you can go from a low end and you can hit the high. You can hit the 10, right? But that does take some work. So in the beginning, maybe not so much. And I wouldn't want to create an abuse pattern on yourself that you don't have the ability to facilitate long term, but that's for another conversation. All right, till next time. Check us out often. You can put this in on a daily basis if you like to start your day. Just something. I've got a bunch of videos on here now, and I'm going to make a bunch more. And we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Remember, yesterday's failures are an opportunity for tomorrow's success. So let's get after it. Let's go.